Hi, so I'm Kaylen Frazee. I was born and raised in Las Vegas, but my family currently lives in Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm an IT, data networking, and security major. I've been in student government for about a year and a half, and it's been a lot of fun. And then this year I started working at the IT Help Desk. So I was born into a Christian family. We went to church pretty much every Sunday, sometimes twice on Sundays, and occasionally we'd go on Wednesdays. And so I was born into a pretty grounded knowledge of what Christianity was, and that you go to church every week and you get to learn about Jesus, which was a good upbringing to have. So my mom actually went to Liberty and she finished her degree online, and I came from a place where there were about two schools that kept advertising themselves to us, and if you went anywhere else, what were you doing? But I didn't necessarily want to go to either of those schools, and I thought, maybe I'd go to a secular school. But after a bunch of college visits, I realized that I did want a Christian school, but one that was genuine. And what I really love about Liberty is that not only is it for Christ, but it's also excellent. And so I think a lot of schools can be one or the other, but they really hammer the nail on we're training champions for Christ. And so I think that mix of being excellent in everything we do and also reflecting Christ in everything that we do is one of the main things that brought me to Liberty. Yeah, so I had gotten the email at the beginning of last year about being a hall rep, and I thought it sounded cool, but I couldn't find the rules that they wanted me to agree to. And so I didn't do it at first because I figured I can't agree to something that I don't know what it is I'm agreeing to. And so then second semester rolled around, and I talked to my friend Ashton Bankston. He was in the Senate, and I asked him about his experience and if there were any ways I could get involved. And our hall rep had actually moved off the hall, so there was an opening. And I would say just seeing his impact in the legislation he was writing, and my other friends who were writing legislation, and seeing huge things happen, and just even little quality of life things, that really inspired me to get involved and made me think that it was a worthwhile use of my time. So like I said, I was originally a hall rep, but this year I became a senator, and I represent the Honors College. So basically the House and the Senate, we write legislation, we vote on it, and we try to make the things happen. So every SGA change really that's been made is something that the legislative branch has worked on and looked at and thought this would be something that the student body needs. However, what's cool is this semester, I was elected in a special election mid-semester to be chairwoman of research and refinement. So basically what we do in that committee is we take the failed legislation from both chambers and we try to strengthen it. So we research and refine, hence the name, and we make it something that will add strength to the passion behind what was written. And yeah, as chair, I keep track of CSER and make sure everybody follows procedure, and it's just uplifting as we work on stuff. I would say that God gives people gifts and desires, and he allows us to make choices with what we do with them. And so when I heard about student government, I always thought it was cool. I like seeing people thrive and have fun, and changes be made to make their lives easier. And it's also fun to just get to know people who are like-minded in that. And I would say I've just seen God open quite a few doors with friendships and things happening that have just confirmed the fact that I'm where I'm meant to be. My name's Kaylen Frazee, and I approve this message.
Okay.